Silvermine Bay Handicappers race number 5 in Kirpeny carries the same weight with Alfie's claim as what he did when he beat Sha Tin last time. We've got Silver Figure 5-time course and distance winner Majestic Stars looking for 3 in a row. Master Montaro comes to the all-weather for the first time. The cheek piece is off, the blinkers go on. Red Desert's back in trip from the 1650 to the 1200. And Sha Tin, he is a all-weather winner. He's placed second 6 times as well. He's had a trial on the turf, which we'll see very shortly also. Speed map here, Tom, and we know Kirpeny likes to get out and run. Will that be the case again this week?
Yeah, I think it will be, but the pace might only be moderate here, highly proactive. He has gone forward in the past. He's drawn a barrier number 4. He's been back in his last few anyway. Red Desert likely to be somewhere in the early firing line, Nepal, and Silver Fig, we know he's a horse that does like to get back.
Yeah, so he'll go back towards the rear. I think Master Montaro, having his first start on the all-weather, will go back as well, and from especially over the 1200 metres. And Majestic Stars should get into a nice position.
So there you have it. That is the anticipated speed and how they string out for race number 5. Alfie Chan's looking for another win on Kirpeny. He's a new dad as well, so even more of a motivation to ride a winner. And Nick caught up with Alfie via Zoom earlier today.
Alfie, you're going to jump aboard the highest rated horse on Wednesday night here at Sha Tin in the shape of Kirpeny. Talk us through that win last time, because that was mightily impressive.
Yes, it was a good run, and he won easy, and I hope he can do it again on Wednesday night.
He certainly did win very easy, Alfie. Just on his trial recently as well, he's had a trial. He looked to trial very nicely. Were you and Casper pleased with that performance?
Yes, we're both very happy with his performance during the trials, because he his last run since today with 2 months, and then Mr. Founds just let me to ride him in the trials just for the fitness, and then he hasn't got the blinkers on, but he seems very fit and in great form.
Obviously, as you alluded to, allowed you to ride him in the trial. You don't just ride him in the trial. You've been a big part of this horse's sort of exercise regime. You've got to know the horse quite well. Do you feel that the pair of you have bonded quite nicely? I mean, he seems to go very well for you in your claim.
Yeah, definitely. As his rating now, I think he will definitely need a claim. And yeah, we get along very well. And I rode him the 1800 on the grass the other day. And then he just feel very comfortable, and hope we can do it again.
Just going back to obviously the blinkers. Now, he's worn blinkers on his last 3 races, Alfie. I mean, he's really elevated, hasn't he, this horse, since he's had the blinkers on? Would that be fair? Do you feel he's found an extra gear since he's had the headgear on?
Yeah, absolutely. Since he had got blinkers on, and he won 2 races in a row and raced very consistently. And then I have no doubt he's still improving. So let's see.
And he's not just an all-weather horse, Alfie. Obviously, he's got very good turf stats. He's won 4 around the valley. I know he's never won at Sha Tin on the turf, but he does have an entry for the Sprint Cup. Now, I guess with his rating of 110, he's earned that, clearly. I don't want us to get too ahead of ourselves, but if he comes through this well, I mean, this is a Class 1 race. Are Casper and the connections, thinking about pressing on to perhaps the Sprint Cup?
Yes, I did ask Mr. Founds if I can have, if I ride him well on Wednesday, can I have a shot? And I'm still waiting for his reply. But I would be really appreciated if I have a goal in the group race. That would be great for me. Hopefully, we can do our best.
For sure. And obviously, I mean, he meets a few of the horses, Alfie, that he beat last time, notably Sha Tin, who he meets again. I mean, clearly he's got them held on form. From gate number 5, are you happy where you are? I mean, he did manage to win from 6 last time, and you're an on-speed runner.
There's not many horses in the field, and half of the field he beaten them before. And but there's the big weight different now. On Wednesday night, he at least carry at least 10 pounds more than rest of the field. But as his fitness and as his form, I'm quite confident he can do it again. hopefully don't rain too much. So when the soft ground, and then there was a lot of changing. You can't guess what was going on, but hoping the rain will stop. So the track will be fast, or good track will be perfect for us.
There are some forecast thunderstorms around for Wednesday morning. If they come through, if indeed they happen, it should be back to ideal conditions for racing by Wednesday night. Let's break down that race a little more now, gents, and we start with Kerpenny. We've seen him in that interview. There he is in front. We've also got Sha Tin coming out of this race. He's further back in the field. Duke Wise had a start or two since this race on the turf. Red Desert, he has as well over the 1650, and Silver Fig didn't quite finish off as well as he can do in this race. Tom Kerpenny, very good though.
He was. He just had that nice lead in front. He was well rated. He was able to pinch a bit of a break in the straight, and in the end he was pretty good here over the final stages. I thought Red Desert was a really good race, Paul, considering he's a horse not noted for his 1650 form. Back to 1200 is really likely to suit.
Yeah, that'll suit him for sure. But I just thought the Kerpenny one with plenty in hand there. You can see him being very kind on him at the end, and with no one there to take him on, I think he's going to get his own way in front. So, look, you can see he loves the all-weather, this horse, and he's had a good win there, a couple of placings from his 4 starts.
We move on now, Paul, to a trial. Ricky, you something different here with Sha Tin, because we've seen him race well on the all-weather plenty of times. He's gone some decent races on the grass too. He's had a trial behind a horse called Golden 60 down the straight.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad trial either, was it? I thought from Sha Tin. Now, Sha Tin, we know he's good on the turf because he's got that really good, powerful finish. He comes in with the lightweight. He's won on the all-weather in the past as well. So he's quite a versatile horse. And look at the way he's going pretty well at the moment.
He's a one-time winner course and distance and 6 other second placings from his 12 starts. He wasn't too far away here in this barrier trial. His last one came off for 75. He's a little bit higher than that at the moment, 86. But he has run some really good races and defeats this season so far behind Kerpenny, Elon, and then there was that terrific go where he was up behind Trillion Win and Fantastic Way. So he's certainly got claims in this race.
So that is Sha Tin. We move on, Tom, to a horse you're very keen on, Majestic Star. He's aiming for the hat trick. This is his win last time at Happy Valley, and there he is buried in the middle there as they turned for home. We've also got opposition from Keep You Warm, who runs second, and Duke Wise features here again too. He runs third, but no cause for concern with Majestic Star on the all-weather because he won on the dirt 2 starts ago.
Yeah, I think he's got serious chance here once again. You could see he was just half a stride slow in this race here, and then he had a lovely run through mid-fence and midfield on the fence, and he really loomed through strongly here. So I think he's got a big chance in this race, Paul, on what he's shown us in his last 2. Yeah,
definitely. He's won his last 2 nicely, so yeah, he's definitely one of the main chances as well. So a nice run from there at Happy Valley.
Tom has mentioned it earlier in the show, Paul, too. He's been back to the trials on the all-weather Majestic Star, and in this trial he goes on and wins, and he beats a horse called Keefe, who we haven't seen yet, but he's been bobbing up in a lot of trial form lately.
Yeah, well, so we'll look forward to seeing him when he gets out and race day. Yeah, nice trial here from the horse. He just was pushed out a little bit and he responded well and won nicely. So a good little maintenance trial for Majestic Star, and he won easy enough.
Yeah, the winning margin here was 6 1/4 lengths, and he went down to the line under a good hold. So he looks like he's really well within himself at the moment. He's about that similar sort of weight. And Karis Teat and Danny Shum, the Derby winning combination, teaming up here, Mark.
And there's Karis's rides. Tommy has lost one with Colourful Prince coming out. He's picked up Dassett in that race 3, number 4. So that is a change. Dassett maybe not as strong a chance as what Colourful Prince was going to be at his debut, but a good book of rides for Karis, Tom.
Yeah, Happy Tango towards the end there. A Majestic Star. Regency Jimmy just needs to get that horse out of the gates. Murray's Partners, Turf Brilliant, all there as well, and over on to the final couple of races. Romantic Combo, who's coming into this with a slight freshen up and a strong chance in the last pull with Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, I think that's his best chance. The last Lightning Bolt, he's trialled really well, and he's 1 for 1 on the all-weather.
We'll have a look at that combination too of Karis and Danny in the second part of the show. Off we go, Tom, to Sha Tin, Master Montaro. Master Montaro. He's been tried here, there, everywhere. Now he gets a try on the all-weather.
I think he's at a bit of a crossroads really in his career here, Master Montaro. Cheek pieces are coming off, blinkers are going back on. Wouldn't really settle overly well last start. Battled on, beaten a length and a quarter behind Winning Method. Was a pretty competitive finish here, Paul, but overall, I think he's been disappointing with all the hype that he came with. 3 wins from 17 starts.
Yeah, exactly. And look, he has won over 1,200 in the past, but he has sort of been racing over longer trips, back to 1,200 on the all-weather. Look, I didn't quite get him in. I'm interested to see what he does do on the surface.
Joe Moreira gets his turn, one of many jockeys to have tried their luck on Master Montaro this week. Selections for a very strong Class 1, Paul.
Yeah, going to go with Kerpenny. I think he can be left alone in front, and he looks going to be tough to beat. He has to carry 128, but he carried 128 to victory last time. Majestic Star will get his chance because he comes in with the lightweight. Jigwai, he's only had one start on the all-weather, and he was placed nicely. And Zarsan, I think he's one of the chances with the lightweight as well. 1, 4, 2 and 9.
Majestic Start to make it 3 in a row. A strong victory last start, and he's looked good in his trial since on the all-weather. So for Majestic Star to beat Kerpenny. He's gone up in the ratings here to 110, but with the claim he gets down to 128 here. Number 9, Zarsan, liked his trial coming into with this. He was a little bit out of sorts last start, but his prior form had been good. Back onto the dirt will suit. And Red Desert back to 1,200 metres, a 3-time course and distance winner. 4, 1, 9 and 7.